Am I nervous? Yes, but most of all, very excited to be back. Welcome back to the channel where we bring astrology down to earth. In this upcoming video, we're going to talk about the Scorpio Full Moon and dive into the second Aquarius last quarter before we dive into Gemini season 7 hours later. And I still don't really like intros, so why don't you just stick for the whole video? As we're going to start off with the sentence, you are 6 people away from your goal, from where you'd like to be, but can you see the forest behind the trees? As we're going to dive into that Scorpio full moon, we haven't been here in a minute, but that doesn't matter. Ruled by Pluto moving retrograde. So the moon in Scorpio is in its fallen placement, doesn't really know how to act because Scorpio is a little too intense, too deep, too investigative, too emotional. But Lilith is also in Scorpio, and Lilith is the furthest point in the orbit of the moon to the earth. So even though it is a full moon, the peak of a cycle, a time where we may feel celebrated or devastated, the influence of the moon is weakest because it's furthest from the earth. Like if it's a super moon, it's like very there, very in your face. But now it isn't, even though it's about these deep and intense emotions. And we're going to talk about it right now again because I only did a live by then because I wasn't feeling it. Remember, your girl is still a fixed sign, and all the fixed signs may have felt this the most. But especially the fixed signs born between like 94 and 98, though that transiting generation from Gen X to Gen Z. Because remember, if I have my Pluto in Scorpio, it's about the Pluto in Scorpio generation, the full moon was kind of like in a conjunction with our natal Pluto in Scorpio. So shining a light on how we are going to transform, how we are going to heal, and how things are changing, times are a-changing. So everyone may have felt it very intensely, as everyone has fixed house placements, but people with their personal planets, like their sun, how you express yourself, your moon, your feelings, or with a fixed house in one of these cardinal placements, these angular houses, we talked about it, may have felt it the most. Wasn't really nice, right? It was a whole accumulation of the past 6 months, from that new moon in Scorpio off to this full moon in Scorpio. And for the past 6 months, I've been looking at myself, I've been looking at other fixed signs, and the whole time it's like you feel you want to celebrate, but at the end of the day, it's just something to grieve again. And you want to celebrate, and it's something to grieve. At some point, we also don't like it anymore. But I have told everyone we have to, and especially the fixed signs, you have to loosen up a little. As the North Node, South Node have entered mutable signs on the 29th of January. But yeah, so the last half year, it was very intense. Like overstimulated is actually like an understatement. And I have managed quite well by like applying EMDR and stuff, like overstimulated here, there, everything, everywhere. Hey, stop. But like even the EMDR wasn't helping anymore, and someone kind of like gaslit me into going into therapy. So I went into therapy and I had like 2 sessions, and after the second session she was like, how can I actually help you? Well, the first session, she was like, what's your hobby and stuff? And I was like, astrology, and I made this diary, and it can help you, all the neurodivergent people. And she's like, why don't you use it? I was like, because every time I have something to celebrate, I can cross it off again. Yes, I also do get pissed, but I try to carry it like quite gracefully. Either way, it was actually quite easy for me to see what needs to change. Because if you notice you are not healed over here, what is your business trying to heal over here? If you notice something isn't well over here, you need to go somewhere else so you can get well. You need to change. You need to let go of some things. And that's the most important part this Scorpio full moon, well, this upcoming 1.5 year, or we still have a year to go, is trying to teach us. But it shows you where you're powerless. So reflect, talk to someone, spar with someone who can see the forest behind those trees. And sometimes you do need therapy because, like me, I've told you before, I do not have the people, I do not have the pairs that I can really spar with, that I can really talk with. I want to talk business. Taurus entered, Mercury entered Taurus already on the 10th of May, but I want to talk business, but I don't have people to talk business with. I want to talk Venus, feelings. I don't have people I can talk about feelings with. I want to talk like, I don't have those people. So I thought, you know what, maybe let me just get a professional. And the professional, yeah, was like, maybe you should just like fill in your diary. Maybe you should just like take your own advice. So that's what I'm going to do right now. As like everything I try to celebrate, you got to do it for you, love. And you know why it's so extra or devastating for the in-between generation 94 to 98? Because you have Pluto like on those last degrees of its home sign. And like with the full moon soaring over there, it's like you have to be the change. If you're not gonna do it, who else is gonna do it? And you don't want to be devastated at the end of the day, like, oh, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? So just know you cannot do group tasks on your own unless you make it the task for yourself to expand with that Jupiter in Gemini. Let's just talk about all these aspects which the full moon in Scorpio had. But expand yourself with Jupiter in Gemini. No. We're going to talk about Pluto moving retrograde in its detriment sign. No, in its fallen sign. Because detriment is furthest from home. Pluto's home over here, so it's in its fallen sign. And in a opposition of fallen is exalted. Sometimes I do get it mixed up, but you know exactly what I mean, so don't act so powerless. Either way, in its fallen sign, doesn't really know how to act because Pluto is all about keeping things to yourself, transforming in the dark, healing yourself. These things don't necessarily have to come to the light. And Aquarius is like, what doesn't have to come to the light? Show me what doesn't have to come to the light. Oh, you could help the people. You could help the community. You could like innovate things, bring it to the light. Like that Gemini friend did to me. Well, eventually, if you have something to show the people and you keep it to yourself, you're a sinner. And I'm not gonna like sugarcoat that. Because Mercury in Taurus doesn't sugarcoat. It's just what it is and ain't what it ain't. But Pluto over there doesn't really like it and feeling a little bit powerless, feeling a little bit hopeless. So I already telling you about my diary before something or someone else is going to push me, which we don't like. So what do you have? How can you transform? How can you heal? How can you yourself for the people, for the community, for your peers? And has been the mediator in a T-square between Lilith on 5 degrees in Scorpio and Mercury in Taurus on 3 degrees. So again, those oppositions, like a full moon, it's not bad, like a square. Well, it's not like a learning moment, like a square. It's more of a like, how far? How you did? Ike moment. Midway, midpoint. I don't know how to say it in English. But Lilith in Scorpio on 5 degrees. Lilith, I see someone else having what I desire, and now I envy you for it. I don't like you for it. On 5 degrees, so I'm going to express it on a Leo way, being a little more risky with it, being a little more creative with it, because if I desire it too, what is actually stopping me? I also have some power to do something in opposition with Mercury, talking, thinking about business. In Taurus, being very strict about it, being very stubborn about it. This is my business, this is what I can do, this is how I can innovate and bring something to the people. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And Pluto being the mediator, because not everything has to come to the light. Pluto, ruler of Scorpio, Scorpio 8th house, Lilith 8th house, these things we don't necessarily want to bring them to the light. But it worked for someone else, so why am I not going to like upload a trauma salad online? Because you shouldn't be uploading everything online. Everything is for everyone to see forever. So be a little more calculated about it. This is the life that you are living though. Like everything's online. We have the internet and oh, other people are doing this, so maybe I should do it too. Why? But have you surrounded yourself with those you can grow and communicate with, or are they just extras? In the Taurus season video, at the end of the video, I said, I'm not a hostile or something. Your girl opened her door. She regrets it a lot because it was someone I thought we could do business, right? We're both on that, well, they're more spiritual, I'm more conscious. Like, be a little bit more conscious. Bring it down to earth. What are we going to do with it? And then we're like, and it wasn't. So it was more like an extra. It was a learning point. It was a learning moment. Like, this is not a hostel. Me, Shmoane, on her own. Me and people, I do not mix. I do not mend. Or else they're going to like tell me stuff and I'm going to tell you stuff. No. It's me and you now. So, are these people extras, like learning points, teaching you like you're looking at the trees again, you're looking at the trees again, while you should be seeing the forest? And Pluto, that mediator, not everything has to come to, not everyone can, actually again, not everyone can come because Aquarius is very humanitarian, very about the pairs and stuff, but the pairs, the like-minded, if one's mind is here and the other is here, I'm not going to pull you up because you're only going to pull me down. If you're not here already, we cannot go anywhere. Be a little more. So that's why I got the Patreon, because not everyone has to hear us talk about everything, and I have a lot more to say and I have a lot more to blab. But remember how last year I did in the monthly overview, like an overview for all the signs? But before I did like the houses video, I was like, you should mind your own business. And then proceeding to tell everyone everyone's business. That also dragged me. That was also, it's a good thing, but we're going to talk about it on Patreon. We're going to talk like that on Patreon because not everything should be out there for everyone. That's Leo. That's performing. That's on stage. This is us, our group, our. Because remember too, well, remember, in an opposition with Mercury on 3 degrees, Gemini, here, there, everywhere. No. Social, like on a superficial level, but we're not going to go any deeper, any further. We're not going to let you in our homes. Cancer, fourth house, the home, the life, comfort zone. Do not let anything or anyone disturb your peace. Just because you can yap a little with them. Okay? And we're going off to the sextile, the masculine sextile. With Pluto in retrograde and Neptune. It's an outer sign. No, it's not an outer sign because they're both in masculine signs, right? But Neptune on 1 degree. 1 degree is the childlike Aries degree, like that ball of fire. And Neptune, I've been dreaming about these things. I've been praying for these things, and now they're becoming real. Now it's becoming tangible. Now it's a ball of fire that's really burning you, and you can do something with it, and it's amazing. So in that masculine sextile, put a little effort into it. Even though Pluto's moving retrograde, you do not have any control. You do not have any saying. You cannot really steer. You already steered when you did your prayers. Well, when you manifested, call it what you want, when you did your tang, and now your tang is becoming real, don't be scared, don't back up. And I'm also going to make a video on Patreon about all those outer planets which are following Pluto. Long story short, if you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there, but long story short, Pluto went out of, it's a generational planet, the last generational planet, went into a new sign, went back into the old sign, like, do I miss it? Am I going to miss it? Back into the new sign. And now it's moving retrograde and it's like, okay, I want to go back. There's no going back, love. We're only going up. Who have you ever seen going down? Which God-loving person have you ever seen going down? Which God-loving conscious person? That. Have a little faith. Yeah, it's the faith. You have to have faith and believe, trust and believe. As Neptune also, no, Neptune is home in Pisces, and Pisces has the dominant phrase, I believe. I dream my beliefs, and Neptune stays there for 12 to 14 years or something, 10 to 12 years. So Trust and believe that everything you did in the past decade is coming through fruition right now. And some people are a little bit scared and a little bit iffy, like, oh my god, did I really? And they're going back when Neptune is also going back, because like Pluto is like 1.5 years in front of everyone. But when Neptune, we're going to dissect it on Patreon, I got you. But in that masculine sextile with Neptune, this is what you have prayed for. Do not back down now. It's becoming real. Long story short. And I can't make it longer because it's that masculine sextile. The only thing I can tell you is be very intentional about, no? It's the intention behind the expression. Yeah, be very intentional about your expression. Masculine, you have to put in the effort. I'm just here to tell you. And now we're going off to the mutable T-square with Jupiter in Gemini and the North and South nodes. So do Jupiter in Gemini, it's moving out of Gemini finally on the 9th of June, and on the 13th of June we have the moon wobble as the sun is squaring the North and South node. I may have the dates, but yeah, just see, enjoy those days. That mutable T-square, so mutable squares are bringing strain, are bringing obstacles, are learning moments, the way I like to call them. But mutable, so in change, we have to be a little bit more flexible. The other T-square with Pluto was fixed. So obstacle in your fixicity, you have to change some things. Just because it's there, excuse me again, just because the internet is there to listen to you doesn't mean you have to talk to it. They're not your people. And now this mutable square, so an obstacle in our flexibility. Because Jupiter in Gemini, I don't like it. And Jupiter doesn't either, because remember, it's home in Sagittarius. So in its detriment, furthest from home, doesn't know how to act, and maybe is acting a little wild because it's furthest from home. But Gemini, the hands, the body, social, mutable air, loves to be here, loves to be there, talky yappy yappy, socializing and stuff. Oh, let's get a little bit of knowledge here, let's get a little bit of knowledge there. And Jupiter is like, okay, but what are you going to do with it at the end of the day? I'm listening. What are you going to do with it at the end of the day? Jupiter is on whatever, 23 degrees. Was on 23 degrees. 23 degrees is the Aquarius degree again. Quirky, your own, for the people, innovative, your mind. How is everything that you've accumulated in the past 12 to 13 months that Jupiter has been traveling through Gemini, ruling the basic knowledge, the basic communication and stuff? How have you taken things out of it which can work for you in the future, as Jupiter is almost entering its exalted sign? Oh yeah, squaring the North and the South node on 25 degrees. So 25 degrees is the evolved Aries degree, as Aries also has 3 degrees, has 1, 13, and 25. So now fully evolved, this is me, this is my body, this is where I desire to go to, and this is what I have dreamed about. These are the habits, and these are the routines that I have, the lessons that I have to go towards what I dream. I've gained a lot. Are you going to do with it now? All these people, all these phone numbers, all these people you've been networking with. Let me see. Well, in which house may Gemini fall for you? So Gemini in the 8th house. All these, all these taboos and stuff. Like, this room isn't okay, right? And I have like a whole. All my books over here. Oh my god, everything is falling into place. But the first book I saw when I was preparing was The Illuminati's Greatest Hits. Like, yeah. Okay, so you have the Illuminati's Greatest Hits, and you have the Willie Lynch letter. I'm going to read this one on Patreon for y'all too. I got y'all, because I don't feel comfortable on YouTube. And I'm so happy, like my gut feeling said don't, because I didn't want to. Either way. The classic 1984. What are you going to do with all these books though? For real. Now, this the half, and I have another half. Okay, let's say, for example, it's in Gemini, Jupiter and Gemini is in your first house, expanding yourself. So you got all these wigs now, you have all these makeup palettes now, you have all these clothes now to go out and approach the world. And now all of a sudden you want to take on one of those other mini trends. How's it working out for you? Sickle. I love saying that so much. Jupiter and Gemini in your fourth house of house, a home and expansion. Let's say you're going for the Irish twins. Lord knows, like I just noticed 2 weeks ago we're in a recession. Yeah. I love this ignorant life. I love this little life. Let's finish the video though. Oh. We have many faces in many places. Do you have a place where you can be real in real time? Because online we can represent ourselves any which way. I'm over here on this very white screen and stuff. There's so much color around me. There is so much color around me, sweetheart. But all these many faces which we show, where can you be real? Where do you have your community where you can like let the mask go, let it drop? Because even in church, sometimes you have to be like, and then in gym you have to be like, and in school and on work. But maybe on all those 4 places you have one person you can really connect with. And maybe you can bring that one person around the other places or the other people which you also connect with. And now you are Samantha, Carrie, Miranda, and the other one. As we're going off to the last quarter in Aquarius on 29 degrees. 29 degrees is the Leo degree. So the 3rd Leo degree, the full expression of that sign. Because remember, every sign has a critical degree. Well, it's just a full expression. So after all this learning, ruled by Uranus on 27 degrees, the sun also on 29 degrees, right? Because last quarter, Uranus on 27 degrees. So let's look into what little Uranus is doing. Sorry, but no. Let go to welcome in the new. Seeking a sense of community, netizens have grown to have no filter, throwing everything out there in a trauma salad, hoping someone will sit down at their table and taste it. What happened to shame and exclusivity? In between generation, like WTF, say yes to change, but don't give anyone access. Shmoane, what? Now, the other day I was watching Lubach by Arjen Lubach, because amazing guy. But he started talking about Andrew Tate, right? And the comments were like, yeah, you're a little too late though, because everyone's been talking about Andrew Tate and stuff, and yeah, of course I had to like kind of trigger. But why is everyone ignoring the underlying fact of the loneliness epidemic though? Because a lot of people are feeling lonely, like I don't have any connection, I don't have people I can connect with. Yeah, you have people online, but you don't even show your picture. I don't even have my own picture on WhatsApp anymore. I only have my picture on my business hobby pages. But yeah, the loneliness I can understand, but who's gonna fix it? 1994 to 1998. Look at them, not at me. Don't call me. You can. But everyone has to do it in their own way, right? And maybe you're the one who says, okay, let's go out and like forage some, what do you call them? Forage herbs. The other day, a friend of mine sent me like the link for, oh my god, this is in our city, let's forage herbs and stuff, and it was like 55 euros. I told her I'm gonna get the book, and I'm gonna call you, and we're gonna go out and like, what would stop me to say like, if you're in the city, like come along? The internet? because the internet really messed things up, right? Like technology really messed things up, but now is the change. Now we're going to change things. Now we're going to make it a safe space again by making our own exclusive things again. Like maybe, well, the Netherlands is doing and doesn't have any money for culture or like meeting places and whatever. Well, what's stopping you from like spreading your blanket underneath a tree or something? Or what's stopping you from saying, okay, I'm going to like organize walks or whatever? We have to be doing it. And Uranus is also in a conjunction with the Sun. And as it's in a conjunction with the Sun, it's also squaring the Moon. But let's also talk about its, well, let's not talk about its trine with the South Node. Sextiling, you have to put in the effort. If this is what you want to go for, if this is what you're dreaming about, you have to put in the effort to go there. But sextiling the South and the North Node on 25 degrees and on 29 degrees also sextiling Saturn. Saturn, oh my god, Saturn in Pisces. I thought, and now I know for sure, because all this astrology I'm giving you is through sheer observation. And I thought like Saturn in Pisces people don't have a father, do they? Like emotionally or physically, but they're lacking a father type, someone to look up to, some kind of like authority figure or something. These past 3 years have actually been quite funny. I'm happy I could be here for you. I'm just going to like dope myself to the internet auntie for the people, for the conscious community. But we need to do it, man. We need to do it, sweetheart. And what is your sense of worth? Where are you going to pay your attention towards? Because yeah, again, Taurus is about the worth. Venus going to enter Taurus. You pay your attention, but to who, to what, why? I told my nephew, like, if you want to do this, there are a lot of courses online, and some people are asking you for money, but just like I've been teaching you, talking to you about astrology, I'm doing it for free. You can do it for yourself. I'm also offering my time and my services on Patreon for if you're like, okay, I really, really just need you to sit down with me. And I will, because I'm your loyal internet auntie. But there are so many people and things, and especially now coming up as Uranus is preparing to go into Gemini, that are going to do it. And mark my words, I think when Uranus is going to enter Gemini, everyone already is like, oh, I want to be an influencer, oh, I want to do this, that, and third, and I want to go online and stuff. Well, one, beware of how you present yourself online, because it will haunt you until the end of your day. And two, when it's moving back into Taurus, I think some people are like, oh, this isn't it. Because for real, don't stop your day job. It's a hobby. We talked about this last Taurus season. There's a difference between a hobby and a profession. Keep the difference there. And it's okay to have your hobby. It's okay to express yourself creatively, especially with Mars in Leo right now. But beware of this world, this two-faced world, and not everyone can get it. At the end of the year, Mercury is going to enter Pisces again, and you'll be reminded that not everyone can get it. Okay, this has actually been quite a long video, so I think I'm going to dive into the full aspects of the last quarter. No, I'm not.